Success in sales has been framed as a relentless numbers game. The traditional philosophy, taught to generations of insurance agents and financial advisors, is simple. To sell more, you must see more people. It is a model built entirely on the active pursuit of targets. This approach creates a natural friction with how people actually behave. While consumers are constantly looking for ways to solve their problems, they have an instinctive resistance to being sold a solution out of the blue. When a sales process begins with a confrontation, the buyer's first reaction is to put up a wall. For the salesperson, this creates a daily cycle of high-volume refusal. Most people interpret this lack of interest as personal rejection, leading to the rapid emotional exhaustion that defines the industry. This exhaustion is often a byproduct of a conflict in business models. A large organization may prioritize a churn and burn strategy, focusing on the immediate access a new hire has to their friends and family. Once that initial network is exhausted, the individual is often left without a scalable system to find new clients. Because it relies on brute force rather than a sustainable process, active outbound prospecting becomes an adversarial system. It is designed to extract maximum effort from the operator until they can no longer maintain the pace. To avoid the pain of cold outreach, many small business owners pivot toward a different strategy. They try to look and act like a major national corporation. They invest in brand advertising, media designed to create general awareness rather than a specific result. These ads are often polished and entertaining, but they lack an offer, a deadline, or any way for a potential customer to indicate interest. The math of this strategy rarely works for a local operator. A billion-dollar brand can spend millions just to stay top of mind. A small business, however, is working with a finite pool of capital, requiring a direct return to stay operational. When an ad provides no way to measure its impact, the business owner's common response to falling revenue is to simply cut the marketing budget. This creates a downward spiral where the business becomes less visible and less profitable until the doors eventually close. Copying the awareness strategy of a giant brand is rarely a viable escape from prospecting. Without a way to track the return on every dollar spent, marketing becomes an unmanageable expense rather than a growth tool. There is a systemic alternative that replaces both the grind of cold calls and the ambiguity of brand ads. It's a framework known as magnetic marketing. Instead of pushing a message onto a resistant audience, this strategy creates an inward pull. It transitions the business from a hunter to a destination. This pull is generated through direct response marketing. Every ad includes a call to action, testing the market's interest. Central to this is info-first marketing. Instead of asking for a sale, you offer something of value, like a guidebook or a video, that allows the prospect to learn without the pressure of human interaction. This removes the salesperson from the zone of constant rejection. Because the prospect chooses to respond and ask for information, they feel in control of the process rather than being cornered by it. By placing an educational bridge between the ad and the sale, the marketing system qualifies the lead automatically. The business owner only spends their time talking to people who have already demonstrated a clear interest in the product. Most potential customers are in a state of quiet awareness. They know they have a need, but aren't ready to talk to a salesperson quite yet. Take the example of a homeowner with an aging roof. They can see the wear and tear and know a replacement is inevitable, but they are months away from wanting a contractor to pull into their driveway. A traditional ad that says, "Call us for a free estimate," is often too aggressive for this stage, so it feels like an invitation to a high-pressure pitch, and the homeowner keeps scrolling. However, an offer for a roof longevity guide provides a safe path, allowing the homeowner to engage on their own terms, capturing their valuable contact information securely, long before a competitor even knows they are actively shopping in the market. This approach is particularly effective for analytical buyers. Some consumers will spend years researching a major purchase, like a new car, gathering data and comparing options in total silence. A sales-heavy approach misses them entirely, leaving their final decision to chance. An educational guide captures them early and keeps the business in constant communication throughout their 2-year journey. By failing to offer a low-friction way to discover information, a business effectively ignores the largest and most qualified segment of its potential audience. A sophisticated marketing system captures the entire market by providing two distinct paths for engagement. Path A is for the ready-to-buy customer. This is the person who has an urgent need and wants to speak to someone immediately to get the problem solved. But as this flowchart illustrates, that immediate buyer is only one part of the traffic. Path B provides an alternative for the researchers, an option to get the guidebook instead of calling now. This ensures that no matter where the customer is in their journey, the ad has a relevant next step for them. This structure respects the prospect's timeline. It gives them the freedom to choose their own pace, which builds trust and reduces the psychological resistance associated with a typical sales interaction. By implementing a dual-path system, a business can maximize its total market capture from the exact same advertising spend, ensuring that both the impulsive and the analytical buyers are brought into the funnel. Attraction is a matter of choosing the right bait. If you put out cheese, you attract rats. Put out a salt block, you attract deer. In marketing, the content of your info-first offer acts as that filter. By creating a guide or report on a highly specific problem, you naturally repel the uninterested while attracting only your ideal high-value customers. This leads to a more predictable business model. Because every response is tied to a specific tracking mechanism, the company can see exactly which ads are generating leads and which leads are turning into sales. Scalability comes from moving away from the exhaustion of the hunt. When a business builds a targeted magnet, it stops chasing the market and starts allowing the market to find its way to them.